Okay, one more quick reel in this church history series. So I've done one with all these lovely book recommendations. I keep wanting to scan them so you can be persuaded to pick up a copy. I did one talking about how studying church history really equips you to recognize the myths of cultural Christianity. And also, I think studying church history really bolsters you when you're going through seasons of faith crisis, doubt, disillusionment, and despair. I recently read this book. Kelsey and I have a conversation coming up with Catherine and Jason for the In the Church Library podcast. You probably know that we're in a moment of deconstruction where people are trying to untangle cultural Christianity from their faith. And studying church history can, I think, give us permission to let go of some of that certainty. I talked in the other reels about how it cultivates doctrinal and theological humility. And I think it also gives us permission to say, look, there are probably a lot of things we don't get right, just like some of our brothers and sisters really got wrong throughout the centuries. And there are things we're maybe never going to sort out perfectly. We're never going to arrive at that correct, totally tidy doctrinal conclusion that we so desire, and that can be okay. It's kind of an inescapable reality. I mean, all this documentation shows that in a very real way. For Christians who maybe feel like they're in free fall, when they are discovering that they've believed a lot of myths, this can be a helpful landing place to catch you and say, well, you're in good company. That's all we've ever been able to have in the church, is this kind of messy, imprecise endeavor to understand things about God that we will only this side of heaven ever see dimly. And because theology is never theoretical, there will always be injury from the things we've gotten wrong. There will always be repentance needed and repair. This is something we explore in the Myth of Good Christian Parenting. What was the impact of these myths about parenting? How did this shape families and impact them exponentially? This is something Catherine and Jason explore when they talk about the legacy of what's so sometimes just so easily titled church hurt. The kind of betrayal, the kind of moral injury, the kind of deep disappointment when the myth crumbles. Reading church history can be difficult because there's a lot to lament. There can be some optimistic things, the slow trajectory of Jesus's life and ministry and how he taught his followers to be changing some things. And you also see the devastating reality of how that went awry in a number of different ways. And so church history can also be a place where we kind of prepare ourselves to honestly reckon with the collective wrongdoing Christians have done, whatever their intentions in the name of God.
Hi, I'm Marissa Franksbart, and along with my co-author, Kelsey Kramer McGinnis, we talk about this topic and more in our forthcoming book, The Myth of Good Christian Parenting, How False Promises Betrayed a Generation of Evangelical Families. You can pre-order it everywhere now.